You begin to doubt Kansas State and Chris Klieman, stop and don't do it because they win. Kansas State, this is a game from Friday. I waited to talk about it. I just don't like really talking about games immediately after they end. I like to, let them saturate and then gather my actual opinions rather than just immediately making a video after. But Kansas State 31-7 against Arizona. The nation's longest winning streak now is Missouri's because Kansas State took down ranked Arizona at home 31-7. 31-7. Avery Johnson, quarterback that gets scrutiny for not being able to throw the ball very well. 14-23, 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now look, obviously there's plays where it's like, what? And then the next play you're like, holy shit, Avery. And then the next play he runs for like 50 yards. But I mean, you got to give it to the kid. 110 yards rushing on 17 carries. Like I said, 2 passing touchdowns. The kid is the real deal. He's so much fun. And this was Kansas State's first regular season home victory over a ranked non-conference opponent since 2002, which technically it is a conference opponent, but this was not a conference game because it was scheduled before Arizona joined the Big 12, which is crazy. But man, I just thought this game was a perfect example of Kansas State is one of those teams. People pointed out a lot with Utah. When you begin to doubt them, like, don't do it because that's when it works. Kansas State is also one of those programs. Like, this is continually a thing. I think I might be wrong, but this may have been Avery Johnson's first 100-yard rushing game. But even if he makes mistakes and you don't necessarily like the way they play so, like, such fundamental complementary football at Kansas State. The defense only gave up 7 points to an offense with Noah Fafita and Terrio McMillan. One of the best wide receivers, if not arguably up there with the best in the country, Noah Fafita, a quarterback, was held to no touchdowns and an interception. The touchdown was a rushing touchdown for Arizona. The defense held Arizona to 5 for 14 on 3rd downs and 1 for 4 on 4th downs. They only allowed 56 yards rushing. I know Arizona's not known for their rushing, but to be able to win games in the Big 12, you're going to be able to need to run the ball a little bit. DJ Giddens didn't get 100 yards, which does suck. I'm a big DJ Giddens guy. I think he had 6 straight games of 100 yards rushing before this. However, he got 86. He was averaging 5 yards a carry. Dylan Edwards, how about him, man? The return touchdown was absolutely electric. This is one of those teams, man, that you can't doubt them. I had Oklahoma State as my preseason pick to win the Big 12, but that's because the Big 12 can be so crazy, and that was mainly just because they have the most experience. That's literally the only reason I picked them. But if it came down to it, Kansas State is that team, and the Big 12 over the next 3 weeks, if you look at Kansas State's schedule, Oklahoma State's schedule, and Utah's schedule, it really, and obviously this isn't a conference loss for Arizona. The next 3 weeks are going to mean a lot to the Big 12 because Kansas State plays Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State plays Utah. Arizona, obviously, you want to live and learn from this. You got smacked, my guys. You got smacked. And Kansas State, keep rolling, man, because y'all are a serious team. People aren't ever going to truly give you your respect nationally. They will after seasons are over. They'll be like, what they've done is pretty good. But during the season, they're never going to give it to you. I'm giving it to you right now. You got a tough matchup next week going to BYU, who's actually undefeated going into that game. It's not a fun place to play, but that's a team you should be able to beat. Going forward, man, Kansas, too, not looking too hot so far. As I said for them, conference play hasn't started for them either. But, man, the Big 12 over the next few weeks is going to be fun. And Kansas State, I've always believed in you. I didn't think this game against Arizona, I didn't think you were going to lose. A lot of people kind of did. I wasn't one of them. And y'all proved me right once again. Shout out to Klieman, one of the most underrated college football coaches. Kansas State gets the win, spanking Arizona 31-7.